Well, the journey of Nollywood had been a very hectic one, very stressful one, and that reminds me, like 3, 4 weeks now, I've been going back watching all those movies that we used to watch those days, when we were growing up. Talking about Isakaba. Do you know if you have heard about Isakaba? Yes, I had to see Isakaba again. I had to see End Time again. I had to see Sharon Stone by Genevieve. All these movies, Tunde Kelani, I watched almost all the movies of Tunde Kelani, Mainframe. These were old movies I'm talking about. You talk about Tioluwani Ile, you talk about Koshegbe, you talk about Oweje. Now, this is my point. Looking at those movies now that we watched like over 23 years ago, looking at them again this time, I could only say that those guys were the real filmmakers. Why did I say that? Now, the resources available at that time that we're talking about, I'm talking about some 30 years back. Those resources, they are not as available now. What we have now, it's even bigger than what they used to have. Do you understand? I'm talking about the money, the finance, I'm talking about even the technology, the cameras. Now we have convenient cameras that you can carry around without stress. I'm talking about guys holding lights for hours. I'm talking about hot. The heat is going to be burning them. Oh, I watched End Time. I saw all of them sweating. These days, before you say, actor is sweating, dab, they'll cut. But those days, but even as much as stressful as it was at that time, they make sense. Is it the location? Are we talking about the storyline? Are we talking about the die-hard actors? Come on. These were actors. How much were they earning? Just looking at those days compared to now. So I would say that the days of those times, they were the real filmmakers, and I will always appreciate them and say thank you for giving us soft landing, some of the modern days actors that we are now. You understand what I'm saying? Because I can imagine if we, with the technology that we have now, we are still being stressed up. You can imagine how they used to be. So in all, there had been a huge transformation in the industry. There's been a huge revolution in the industry. The industry here called Nollywood, number one, engages over 70% of the youth in Nigeria. Not only youth, even the old ones. And that's why you look at, there's space for almost everybody. And because of the fact that you have so many people in Nollywood rocking these things, that's why you see so many productions coming out every day. As I speak to you now in Lagos State, as of today, would have over 60 productions going on now, if I'm not underestimating it. As I speak right now, the set I am, we're on. My Siblings and I is on. Jennifer's Diary is on. I know of at least 6 that are on, not to not talk of the ones that are not, that I do not even know. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, in all, they've been able to achieve one major thing: job employment. As much as the reward is not as, does not measure up with the stress that we go through, but then it's still something to take home. Are you with me? Even though we're still, craving for more, we're still looking at how much more can we pay our actors. I'm speaking as a producer right now, because if I want to bring an actor, I want to bring my friend, like a Jide Awobono on set, I don't want to pay him just small money because I know what it's worth. Are you with me? So we're still craving that we'll be able to satisfy all our actors that we call, to work, on our projects. And of course, the same way I think every other producer that wants to call me on their job should think. Are you with me now? So we're all still craving for more finance, for resources, for cooperation from our government. It's very, very key from our government. Even corporate bodies. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you can have all of those people involved, international organizations coming into Nigeria, the market is huge, I can tell you. Today on Netflix, you cannot watch 10 movies on Netflix and not see 4 good Nigerian movies in there. You can check it. You can check it yourself. Every week we know how many movies Netflix, in fact, Netflix already has one in Nigeria. They call it Netflix Nigeria. Do you understand? It's just to let you know how big it is, how big this industry is in Nigeria here. And we're not backing down. We're still working hard. We're still working hard. On Saturday now, there's another huge audition that is coming up on Saturday. Do you understand? I'm sure we're still going to see lots of fresh faces. And don't forget, we still have some students graduating from theater arts into this same system. Okay, so it's a vital ground. Vital ground. You need actors that are very professional, trained, they're there. You need actors that are passionate about what they do. We have them here in Nigeria. All we crave for, it's a better welfare for all our producers, for all our actors, you know, and that can be achieved. If we have more investors coming into the system, all right, if we have the government cooperate with us, if we have the corporate organizations do their own part as well, we here as producers, as independent producers in Nigeria, we deserve to be celebrated. I'm sorry I'm not overblowing it, but you need to understand what we go through to make our movies.
Well, I don't know whether it's